surprise and delight. What do you say, Mike? Reverse? Maybe. Well, wait a minute. Depending on the perspective. For you, it might have been reverse. But let me tell you, for them, that was not reverse. That was really pretty.
It was a wonderful community builder for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
All right. So before we get started here, I'm needing this mic to work a little better. So we welcome back to Corbett Prep some of our longtime friends and researchers and true cheerleaders of everything that we do at this school. Kristen, obviously daughter of Carolyn, who has been with us for so many years, well before my time, a student of Dr. Forsman, and I'll let her explain that. Carolyn, of course, one of our dear board members, did so much work over the time. Carolyn Snyder, everyone. A new member of our Swedish contingent. This is Kristen. I'm going to say better half, but no, we don't say that.
Well, he would like you to say that to try it.
Exactly. Say hello to Martin, everyone.
This little guy is a royal Viking. Naturally.
Woo!
Viking.
Of course, Kristen was here in the fall, and this is where our story begins today. Because what we're going to talk about is the magic. I think we're calling it the magic of Corbett Prep 3.0. Is what I'm hearing is the next title. We gathered a lot of data in the fall, and we're going to start off by presenting back that data, what it was, what we're noticing, and then jump into a little activity today. So this is, the timing is a little off on this very serious in-service, as you can understand. It's mid-May, we have a week and a half left of school, and as we were planning this a couple of months ago, Kristen was saying we're going to be there, and she was already here in Florida at this time, which is wonderful. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, it's May. They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. And the timing is actually perfect because the subject of today's workshop, attractive qualities, is something that's in our blood as an organization, part of our culture, and the timing is absolutely perfect. I would also like to take a moment to recognize and appreciate, show gratitude for the people that allow us to keep doing what we do, our entire office team. Could you guys stand for a second? And there's someone who really goes above and beyond. Todd Sangstack, all of you.
All right, wait a minute. We're not ready to begin yet.
We're not.
No. We have to begin a little bit differently.
Okay.
I'm a musician, and, well, I normally play the flute, but I can't play the flute right now because I have a broken elbow. So I've become a dancer. So the two of you, I'm doing a little bit of improv up here. So if you see me doing weird things, it's because I'm trying to move my elbow. So you can ignore that. But I would like to, seriously.
Okay.
Right? No joke.
I'm with you.
Yeah, all right. And, but I thought it might be nice to start with song today. And I wondered if you would all please stand up and join me in happy birthday. Because we have a birthday girl in the house. And I think you should come front and center. Miss McClellan! about kind of another layer of quality. We're all about quality. We've been all about quality for a long time. You guys are all about quality, and we're digging deeper into that and the magic behind it. So I'd like to share with you a story. And it's a story about attractive quality that began, what's today? It began on Mother's Day, on Sunday, when we decided to take a little hike down the street to Ben and Jerry's. We thought, ooh, that could be nice at Ben and Jerry's. We could get a Ben and Jerry's ice cream for dessert. So we went in, and I was very happy because I got to order my Chunky Monkey and mint chocolate chip. And I was decided about that. And my mom wanted one of these big cone things with a lot of chocolate and nuts all over it. Excuse me, and one scoop. But at Ben and Jerry's, you can't order one scoop. You can order a small or a large. The small costs $8, the large costs $9. That's important. I think it's very expensive for ice cream, but I haven't been in the States for a long time, so maybe it's normal, I don't know. But anyway, we're there. And, by the way, they have a 15% discount for educators. So I thought, well, here we are, a couple of educators. Yeah, but that's only Tuesdays. Okay, it's Mother's Day. Yeah, okay, well, I can give it to you today, no problem. She was really nice, this woman who was helping me. But I can't give you one scoop, I have to give you two. And my mother's thinking, I cannot eat two. Why are you giving me two? I have to give you two, because that's the smallest amount we can give. Okay, fine. So my mom got 2 scoops in this great cone. Martin and I both got 2 scoops in cups. I paid. She forgot to give us the 15% discount. And because she felt bad about that, she gave me a 20% discount card that I could use the next time I was going to come to Ben and Jerry's. And I said, well, I don't live here. I'm not going to be coming to Ben and Jerry's. We're out on the beach, and we were going to go home the next day. She said, well, you know, you can use it in Tampa. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. We'll give the coupon to somebody else and they can have it. Well, yesterday we thought, you know what? We have a 20% coupon for Ben and Jerry's. Let's go back. So we went back and this woman, I don't know her name unfortunately, but she was there and she was shocked beyond belief to see us come back again. She's like, what are you doing here? And I said, well, I have a 20% coupon and we wanted ice cream. So she said, okay. And I said, but do you have a kid's portion? Because my mom doesn't want to have 2 scoops. No, we don't have a kid's portion. All right. But she's not going to eat 2 scoops. Then you just give her 1. Well, actually, if you order a large, I can charge you for a large and I can give her 1 scoop. Hang with me. If anybody's having difficulty with this, you're not alone. And I'm thinking, okay, if you charge me for the large, which is $9, you can give her, then you can give her 1, and I can get mine 2. Then it occurred to me, okay, a large must be 3 scoops. So she said, okay, you get, for $1 you're getting a scoop. And so, okay, that must be a large is 3 scoops. So anyway, we sealed the deal. My mom got 1 scoop. I got my 2. Martin got his 2, and I paid for a small and a large. But what was interesting was the first day when we came out, my mom said, well, did she give you a 50% discount? And I said, no, she forgot to do that. But I said it really didn't matter because it was more the exchange with her that was so wonderful. And it was the exchange with her that brought me back also. And it was the exchange with her that made a difference when we came back that day also. And it was her way of trying to help us to have a good experience in the store and figuring out their system and how they could kind of modify their system. That is an example for me of attractive quality and kind of a core component within that we want to talk about today, which is called surprise and delight. How do you satisfy a customer kind of beyond the basic? Sometimes it is just the basic, but sometimes it's above and beyond. And we never know what that above and beyond is going to be. Somebody else could have had the exact same scenario as I did, and they could have walked out of there really mad because they didn't get the 15% discount. And they might never have gone back. But something took me back, maybe because I was just at the beach, I don't know. But that also is a part of it. So, you know, what are the things that make us have this kind of delightful experience with things, or an experience that's above and beyond what we expected. And what do we do to somebody else, or to create a scenario for somebody else where they also can feel something a little bit more. And so that's what we want to talk about. So that's the story of Ben and Gary.
I love it. I'm gonna go down to school.
You do that.
And we're gonna flash through a lot of this pretty quickly, because it is fairly straightforward, and we're gonna jump into how this impacts us. But this is something we do so well
Yeah.
as an organization. This is a differentiator for us. Without using other names or other tools in the area, there's lots of reasons why they don't do this. It does take extra work. It does take extra planning, thoughtfulness. And a few other very quick examples. And Holly, Ralph was just up here asking me for money. For something that she wants to do for the kids at the end of the year. It's not needed, it's not expected by the parent, but she's gonna do it because it's an above and beyond example. And I experienced this as a parent, as a customer myself. I sit down for the conference, I walk in for Sailor's conference to start the year. The classroom looks amazing, the lighting is great, the view is sitting there, set up from the view, the couch, and everyone's sitting down, and the table, and we sit down, and behind the teacher is this massive smart board with a beautiful presentation of about 5 or 6 pictures of Sailor throughout the first 2 months of school. For different things, different projects. And not only that, but we left that day with a beautiful glossy printout of that lesson. That was unexpected and gave us huge surprises, right? Those little things, yeah, it cost $50, fine. But it's those little moments. I'm gonna ask, can I ask you to stand up? Ward? Can you just explain to everyone what you just explained to me a few moments ago?
Yeah, so most of you know this because you guys were in the baby room. Some of you had kids there. So Katie made these cute little shirts for the ones who are coming to pre-K3 next year. So that's the front, and then that's the back.
What was your emotional response to this? You didn't expect it, obviously. But
Well,
what was
I did expect it because we kind of talked about it, but she picked all the colors and everything. She designed it for us, but it was awesome. I mean, I got it this morning and I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited for her to be in it. And I told them too, and Vicki, I was like, I will be a hot mess when Marlo comes running out to go to pre-K3. So, but yeah, it's a great little surprise. Definitely a delight.
Love that. Love that. And so this is what it's all about, right? This is what we're going to talk about. Whether you're in admissions, whether you drive a bus, whether you're in a front office, business office, whether you're a teacher, a teacher's aide, whatever the case may be, we all have these opportunities to make someone, whether it's a student, a parent, a colleague, an administrator, a community, whatever the case may be, we have the opportunity to make this feeling for others, right?
Before you go
Yeah.
forward, can I also, one of the reasons why we're standing here today is because in the conversations that Mike and I are having in his doctoral program, he's studying attractive quality. And the stories that come up all the time are from Corbett, and you know that I've been here for a long time, and so I see things in here that we delve deep down inside Corbett, and he's always coming back with, but you know, we're just doing, these are all the things that we're doing. That's just pure examples of attractive quality. And we can go find them in other schools, we can go find them in other organizations, but not to the same extent, and not in the same way. And we thought that one of the things that we continue to say is that most people don't know the language of attractive quality, so they don't think in these terms. And we began to explore the idea of, you know, well, what would happen if we actually developed the language of attractive quality applied to what you already do? Might that give you another shared language to talk with a different kind of clarity about what you do already? To be able to make decisions in a different way, or to be able to understand and then magnify it as more. So it's because of your doctoral work and your deep dive into attractive quality and how it can actually, how it is taking place at Corbett, that we thought it would be really interesting to go on a journey with you guys together and see what happens if we kind of develop a deeper shared language around attractive quality to look at what you already do. So it's not giving you something new other than a language, words to look at what you're doing already.
Yep.
All right, so let's do it. In October, this is a quick review. In October, we were here and we had this workshop on the magic at Corbett. And if, I don't know, is this too tiny to see? Stand So, what do magical experiences and quality have in common? Attractors, Mike's research, sticking power, Kat's research for the get-go, partnerships, Cynthia's research, and then the alignment of different kinds of systems, which is Thelma's research. And then Anna and I talked about the quality management model, looking at the customer perspective, looking at decision-making and participatory practices and stuff. And, go ahead. And then we gave you activities to think about what are the attractors, what's the glue, what's the partnerships or collaboration, what's the systems here. Just generate words. And so you stood at the board in mixed groups, and you had words all over the place, and you concluded in the end, many of you, that, you know what? It was really difficult to place words specifically in boxes, because many of the words are all over. And a couple of you even, drew squiggly lines and, we don't like you, Kristen, you're telling us to go in boxes, and if you don't want to go there. One group actually refused to draw boxes, and another group drew a heart in the middle. And that was a big, important conversation to say that, we are a system here. Everything is happening in an interconnected way. So we worked with all of these different words, played around with them in different combinations, and now we're going to share with you some word clouds. And we're going to give you just a minute. Is that too small to see, or can you see it okay? All right. So these are words that came up as attractors. And you can see family, teachers, child, crazy, discounts. Those are some of the bigger words. Some of these things are in phrases also. So discounts was like the baby room, for example. That came up in multiple ways. So we haven't really cleaned this in detail to break it down even more. But you get the essence of what are some of the attractors here. All right, let's go to the next one. This is the glue. I didn't do the white part. Sorry for that. This is the glue. Teams, support, community, trust, high expectations, the pillars. Those are some of the big things. And then you've also got like possibilities, variety of opportunities, shared traditions, inclusion, etc. Teachers, respect, standards. And then we go to collaboration and teaming. Well, not surprising, we've got teaming and teams all over the place. But teaming and teams was all over the place on all of them also. Communication, relationships, and teams. Those four were, I think, were the biggest. When I broke this down in a more linear way, those were the four words that I took out that are so central to Corbett Prep. That if you took any one of those things away, Corbett wouldn't be what it is.
There's a couple of words in here in the previous one and also in this, because obviously the larger the word, the more times it appears. Yeah, the more times it appears on the
And the bigger it is also.
The bigger,
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously relationships, communication, but trust. Trust is a characteristic commonly not found in schools. Because we have all these solo classrooms. Danielle always tells this story when we're in an interview, which I love. Right here. I love this when she talks about, sometimes you're in that classroom and you're teaching, and the other classroom teacher or the other classroom teacher, you might be friends, you might be colleagues, but you're always kind of trying to one-up each other, right? For whatever the case may be. It doesn't happen here. Not like that. Trust is so huge for us, and loyalty as well.
Yeah, and some of the words that were embedded around trust were respect, empowerment, caring, listening, involvement. Those are all words that you need, or actions that you need in order to build trust. So trust is really very big. And these are the systems alignments. This one kind of stuck out a little bit from the other three, I think. So it's professional development, but you can put professional in front of it. You've got professional here. If you break up a word, it doesn't come as a single concept in word cloud. So professional development, that is the thing that holds the glue together in this school. And that's where the shared language comes from. That's where the shared perspectives comes from. That's where sharing perspectives, not to have think as you think, but to have an understanding for one another. It happens through professional development. And yeah, training is another one. So we're going to leave this slide up for a few minutes and just take a few minutes alone to look at this and reflect on it. Let's take 2 minutes in So it, what you're saying will strictly in the small ones. Yeah.
We were saying it's just a beautiful graphic of urban pop culture.
Somebody said we should have a T-shirt.
There you go.
We'll clean it up so it's a little easier to read. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
What did you say? I want to ask you a question. If you think that's a beautiful graphic of your community, your culture, how does that feel to see that?
I love it. I want that on a t-shirt. I want that on a water bottle.
If Stephanie said it to me, I can make that happen.
Very comforting.
Comfort.
I overbought shirts
Not
last
on
week.
there.
Yeah, not on there.
Why is budget not on?
Because you were here. All right, a couple more.
So what I was noticing is all the big words are, you hear it at other places and other schools, people, professional and community and trust and teachers, but they don't always live it.
Right.
Having been at other schools, those words you hear, and you may get a training about it, but you're not encouraged to live it every day. But that is what we do every day, right? It's like app lab, it's messy because we use it. Those are words that we actually use. I can make it a shirt.
That's one of the reasons why it's so exciting to come here and continue to study Corbett and trying to get like inside it, because these aren't just words. But you have to be able to describe, well, how do we build trust, or what does trust look like here? How do we understand it? So that it isn't just using a word to somebody else and them going, yeah, whatever. No, seriously, it's coming, you feel it, you experience it. Two more. Two more. Birthday girl.
Oh, boy. We were discussing how lovely it is that we all know as a community that these are the things we feel. We feel it here, and we feel that we want that as well. And the word that we came up with is how fragile it is, and that you do need to carry it very closely. And that may be another important word when we're talking about trust and communication is forgiveness, right? We all flex all the time for certain things or things pop up. And I think forgiveness is something we're also very good at as a community. And giving each other space to have that flex time and carrying it like this.
I think we're gonna leave it at that, because I think you summed up something that's very important, which is also the impetus of why we're here today. Because it is fragile, and how do you care about it? One of the ways you care about it is by sharing it, by talking about it. You give meaning to the stories you tell. And so having a language to continue talking about it, and understanding, not just throwing out a word, yeah, we flex. But what's the implication of flexing? So that you can really describe that to somebody more and more and more. So, Mike, take it away with the next
Okay.
slide.
Okay. And so we already talked a lot about this, attractive quality, a basic understanding, but to understand attractive quality, you first have to understand something called perceived customer value. Something not often said in schools. And it is actually really important. I love this graphic because classics are really nice. I'm not obviously seeing it says 69 right here. So we're gonna move on. Move on to the next slide. There we go. Another thing that was said in received customer value.
Are you embarrassed? Was this surprise and delight or what?
I'm gonna get a picture of that one. This is a very straightforward understanding. Perceived customer value is what the customer's gonna benefit, what are they gonna get from it versus how much they're gonna pay. And sometimes that cost is price, sometimes it's the process that they have to go go through, sometimes it's their emotions. And we do this all the time as consumers, always, whether you're in Ben and Jerry's, whether you're buying a new car, whether you're at the dentist, it doesn't matter. But our families shop around Tampa, they're looking for the very best education for the amount of money that it costs. And we don't cost $40,000 a year, obviously. And we provide, in many cases, for our customers tell us, much higher value for a lower cost. It's actually pretty cool. And we're not the cheapest, we're not the most expensive, we're right in the sweet spot. Corporate Prep has always found, we think, better families, more mission aligned to what we're trying to do for our kids in our schools under our pedagogy approach. And so this is, you have to understand this. All of our customers think this way. Now, it's much easier to think about a customer when they're paying money for something and then receiving a benefit from it. But schools don't operate like that, right? Well, some of you get funny stuff. A child can be a customer. An employee could be a customer. A parent, board member, a community member, someone locally in the Carrollwood neighborhood, preferably someone that doesn't drive along Orange Grove Drive at 3 o'clock. But, so perceived customer value is very, very important for us to understand. And these are these 5 kind of main stakeholder groups that we talk about as we think about this. How do we create add value? And we all know Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is something that has been around for a long time. And there's this general assumption that in order to have any of these needs up here, you first need to meet. And that's generally true. Although Maslow actually said himself that in many cases, you can actually have some of these needs done even if you don't have these. Think about the example he uses, a rock climber climbing up a mountain without a rope. No psychological safety, but obviously needing self-actualization. So there is some examples there. But Maslow's hierarchy is very important for this because there's really 4 types of needs from the customer side. When we think about social impact, we think a parent chooses Corporate Prep because social impact is important to them, possibly, because it's life-changing, because there's wellness, therapeutic value, entertainment, attractiveness, or is it just plain Jane, old school, I need them to learn math, I need them to learn how to read, I need to write. All of these are important. They're not more important than one another. You need all of these. And there's an article in the Harvard Business Review where there's some researchers who actually took Maslow's hierarchy of needs and created this pyramid of customer needs. And it essentially says that the more of these you fill up as a business, as an organization, the happier your customers will be. In general, the more elements provided, the greater customers' loyalty and the higher the company's sustained revenue growth. It's really pretty cool. It's really small and really small.
It's very tiny, you see it in the back? So read the text.
Okay. So again, basic needs down here at the bottom. So buying a product as a need, is it something that's going to save me time? Is it something that simplifies my life, makes me money, reduces risk, organizes, integrates, connects, reduces cost? Is it something that's of quality? Then you move up to the emotional needs of a customer. Something that maybe reduces anxiety, like our 4-pillar gap. Something that rewards me, like buying more coffee at Starbucks to get more stars, right? Is it something that looks cool because of its design? Is there something that provides wellness or fun or entertainment or attractiveness? Then moving up to life-changing, provides hope, self-actualization, motivation, an affiliation of belonging. This is huge for us. How many parents just love being a part of our community? And then, of course, self-transcendence, right? And the more of these we do, the better. This is actually will be the subject for another workshop that we'll do in the future. But it's a really good integration of the idea that we're trying to promote here. We are teachers, we're really good problem solvers. I made this comment to someone yesterday. First and second grade are at Fort DeSoto, the App Lab, the upper primary teachers. Can we give them a huge round of applause? Next level, attractive quality through the roof for those parents who were there. And those straight into the ocean and look for animals. I mean, it was pretty cool and a little bit unsafe, but psychological needs. I mean, that's the basics. And we're really good at problem solving, and I know that because the very best teachers can have the greatest lesson plans, the greatest environment in the classroom. They can have the greatest collegiality with the team, but the very best teachers can literally see the future. Right? As you've heard me say, underplan teaching, it is a skill set, it is a career path, it's also an art form. And the very best teachers can see something before we even do it and know exactly where the problem is. Whether it's transportation, logistics, supplies, being able to hear or decide to track, whatever the case may be, the very best teachers should know how to think like that. And I think that's awesome. And we're really good at solving problems. And so the point we're talking about today is, if we find a problem in grilling bugs, and we might find a solution for it, could we also take the solution to that problem and apply it to writing a code text or whatever the case may be? The answer is yes. You can do the same for attractive quality. So one of my other PhD supervisors, a young man called Johan, he's an incredible person. He did a study once, which I think is amazing, of a theme park, him and his friend Maria. And they looked at the theme park, I think Disney World.
In Orlando.
In Orlando. And, you know, if you're the Disney World manager, right, kind of like The Sims, I always think of The Sims. You ever remember that game where you could like, Roller Coaster Tycoon? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay. Very fun. You kind of look at the whole park and you see, oh, the garbage is overflowing. There's a problem. I got to fix that. Oh, I got to put out this fire. Oh, I got to take care of this. But what if in the theme park the lines are really long for this ride, but over here the lines are really short? There's an attractor there, right? You walk up. Oh, is the line for this roller coaster? Let's go! And for all the teachers who take the, go to Disney during the week, it's pretty cool. The lines are shorter. But the point is, can you take something that's going well in a theme park in one spot and apply it elsewhere? The answer is yes. You can do that in school as well, whether it's pedagogy, whether it's curriculum, whether it's whatever. You can do all of those things. And so there's this guy that I definitely have a bit of a man crush on. His name is Yoraki Keiji. He's still alive. He lives in Japan. He's fairly old now. And in the 80s, he came up with this model to think through attractive quality. And he's really a very clever guy. Because at that time in the 80s, organizations were still just putting out fires. Where are all the problems? If we have less problems, our customers will be happy. Have to. If you have less problems, yeah, your customers will be a little bit happy. But what about the above and beyond, the wider thing? And so he came up with these two dimensions. Satisfaction, up and down, and then the functionality of a product. And if you look at satisfaction, it kind of goes from frustrated, like, this did not work, to satisfied, neutral, satisfied, and delighted. You're obviously interested in this. And then how well it looks, right? So you could be talking about a Tesla, you could be talking about buying an education for your child, you could be talking about whatever. Any product experience goes from none to some, the basic to feel the best. Or granted, the best. Very, very good. And he talks about these 5 features that take place in the Cato model. So it must be feature, we'll talk about this just a second, performance, attractive features, indifferent features, and reverse features. So here's an example. And we're just going to use the main 3 right now. You can see that the table over here, we'll get to that in just a second. So must be features. This is the pink. I have paid $20,000 and my kid is going to Corpus Prep. What am I expecting? Like what must they have? What must my child have? Qualified teachers? Check. We got it. A parent can contact the school. Sure. We can pick up the phone. A system for arrival and dismissal. I can arrive, drop my kid off, I can pick up. So these are must-be qualities. Very, very important. Adding more of this does not make the customer more satisfied. Very interesting. But having or not having one of these things makes it. Right? We know that. One-dimensional quality, this orange line through the middle here, what that, yep, that's important to me. No, the arrival dismissal system is also really safe. They're really taking the time to think through what this looks like at school. It's safe for me as a driver, it's safe for my kid getting in and out of the car. Really good. And then you go to attract the teachers. Exceptionally highly qualified, kind, knowledgeable teachers. A high-quality system of communication available to parents through multiple options. Fast and safe arrival system, dismissal system. Not only is it safe, now I can get in and out pretty quickly unless you go to the. No. Sorry. So remember that for a second. We're going to change some of these words because these aren't words that we generally use. Instead of must be quality, let's call it basic expectations. Right? What are the basic expectations that we have? Instead of one-dimensional quality, let's call them satisfiers. I'm really pretty satisfied with my purchase, right? I'm very satisfied as a parent for the prep. And instead of attractive quality, let's call them delighters. Those things that are really, really important. If you go back to this, if the teachers were not, if we didn't have a really fast and safe arrival and dismissal system, guess what? No one's upset. No one's upset because it's safe. So when you have an attractive quality, an attractive feature, and the customer doesn't get it, they're not pissed. It's okay. They didn't know that you did. And that's the cool part. I didn't know that Polly's beautiful poster of Sailor is something that I needed. Right? But I got it, and I was really happy about it. And so maybe I was willing as a customer to overlook some other things I was unhappy about. Love things like that. But this is all about customer loyalty. And our parents love us to drink Kool-Aid here. This is what creates it cool. Really, really cool. All right, so very quickly, on your paper, you actually have this. This is really important. So here, we talked about delighters, satisfiers, basic expectations. So not expected, delights are not expected, so they don't cause any dissatisfaction when they're not there. But when they are there, huge feelings of surprise and delight are created. This is our differentiator. Satisfiers, things we just have to do, but they're satisfactory. Requirements that the customers are not expecting, but the more of them that are included, the happier the customer. And then of course basics are the must-have requirements. We just talked about that. And however, their absence does not make customers, it does make customers unhappy. That's very important. Two more we have to understand. The first is indifference. The customer does not care whether these features are present or not. And this is hard because at Corporate we have time and we have money for our resources. And so I'll give you an example. The fonts that we use in our newsletter. You spent 4 hours creating a newsletter, and 3 of those hours were spent choosing the font, which may be true in some cases. That means indifferently to the customer. You spent 3 hours doing something. The customer doesn't care. The garbage company didn't use it. Lots of things. And so as we think about using our time and our resources, what are we actually doing for our kids, for our parents, for each other that's indifferent? Like, whatever. Just something to think about. And then this is a really important one. Dissatisfied or reverse quality. These features actually cause dissatisfaction. And we sometimes do this. I know I do this sometimes, where I'm meaning well, I'm trying to create a satisfactory situation or even an attractor, and we actually create a situation where the customer can't. Whatever we did would make them really unhappy. And so think about that as well. I put this in here because this is a language that we know. We know this guy. What's his name again?
Farrell.
Farrell. Bob Farrell. Bob Farrell. Give him a pickle. So this attractive quality idea is already baked into corporate craft culture. We have this. I think it's even in the more model in some ways. And this is the same idea that we're trying, but there's greater depth when you start using attractive quality. And so
what we would like you to do, this is written on your sheet here, so you don't have to try and even find it in. On the back side. On this side here. You can choose, there are many different customers in a store. Part of what makes the language of quality difficult because we don't think of the student as a customer, but they are. They're a person of value. The parent is a person of value. If somebody benefits from what we do, teachers are persons of value, staff, everybody, persons of value. So community board members, funders, et cetera. So you can choose a perspective that you want to think from. If it's your kids, if it's a parent, if it's a funder, it doesn't matter. Hello? That's better, thank you. So work individually for about 5 minutes. If it goes quicker, that's okay. Think about a scenario that happened in your school, in your classroom, it can be wherever, that brought surprise and delight to one of these persons of interest, one of these perspectives. What about the scenario brought surprise, gave surprise and delight? And you've told the one about receiving the photos from Sailor. And then, so what was it in that experience that caused surprise and delight? And then what were some of the things or the factors, as we like to say in good research terms, what were the factors that added value, that added to this surprise and delight in that scenario or the experience? And I think it's also interesting to think about a scenario that you thought would bring surprise and delight to many, but the person or the persons for some reason reacted negatively. It backfired. When did something you tried to do to be kind or to make somebody happy backfire? For whom was it? What could you have done differently? What did you learn from that scenario that you could have done differently to maybe at least not have made it become a dissatisfaction? Maybe it remained neutral, or maybe you could have turned it into surprise and delight. So you've got two different scenarios here. One that was something that brought surprise and delight to somebody, or a group of people it can be. Doesn't have to be a person, but it's a perspective, the perspective of the kid, the parent, the community member, et cetera, staff. And what about that? Kind of think through, dig deep inside that scenario and play around with what was it that brought the surprise and delight? How might I think about doing that again? So take about 5 minutes to yourself, and then we're going to work in Kagan groups, right?
That's right. So in your Kagan 4 groups, we're just going to do very basic, simple round robin, so you can share either one at a time, or actually your entire scenario. They're all kind of connected. I think this is all connected. This is a really interesting question to me. Number 4. I think this all the time. But here I am. I'm a teacher at Progress. I am grinding my tail off with these kids. I'm creating all this stuff. Doing this for this kid, this for this kid, this for this kid, this for this kid. And then you get that parent email Friday at 8 p.m. You did not let my kid go to the bathroom today. I want to know why not. Like, and so we start experiencing the worst part. Those are those moments though, because what makes a school different than a business is we do what's best for the kids. And sometimes what's best for kids doesn't always align with customer satisfaction. Mostly does, not always. And I think that's a really, really important thing. You guys will do your Kagan groups, we'll play some music and get to that point. There will be some sharing and possibly some sticks today, so your name can be called. We are looking for stories from each division and from specials and from the office, because I think the office is a really integral part of this discussion, right? Because they kind of are the oil in our machines, in our gears, to keep us all running here. Okay, any questions? Yes?
We're starting with solo work.
Starting with solo, and then once you're, just based on, I'm going to differentiate this, once you're group again, you politely begin your discussion around the group. Okay? Sound good? Okay, go ahead.
YouTube Music app, you can blend up to 30 artists into one big custom radio station, which means now your thumb is basically a tiny little DJ. Get YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free.
four different examples of what this could look like. And so if someone wants to talk about one of those examples, a really good, solid example of the questions up here, that would be great.
Or if you kind of put them all together and said, well, this was in common, identify that, that's fine also. There's no right or wrong.
So for a few years now, we have, through the 4 pillars of well-being, one of the lessons is on altruism. And when you are working with such little people, oftentimes it can be really difficult to bring such a large concept and make it a little bit more concrete. So we've always tried to find little ways to do that and kind of kept it home-based. They've made smile cards and delivered them and things like that. And really wanted to continue to find a way to make more of an impact. So Katie this year had an amazing idea of connecting with one of our local businesses, White Duck Espresso, and having our students write thoughtful messages of cheer, kindness on the coffee sleeves. And then anyone who visited that location during the day would receive a message from a Corbett Prep kindergartner. We had stickers made, and so it was a great way for the kids to not only see that they can have a greater impact on people outside of just our little Corbett community, but also it was a great way for the Corbett families to be involved. We spent a lot of time letting everybody in the Corbett Prep community know if you go to this location, you might get to receive one of these messages. And then the people who were going to those locations to receive a coffee anyways got a bonus and received a message that they weren't expecting. So just thought it was a cool.
I love that. And out of this list here, how many of those people did you hit? Because a lot.
Yeah, quite a few.
Right?
Yeah, it was great. Kudos.
Big round of applause. I love that.
Very good.
Before we go, my voice isn't on anymore. Before we go on, I was just curious. It was one person who started it, right? But something else happened because it blossomed. So what are some of the things that made this event become what it became?
So it takes a village, as always, because then we talked to Lauren Davies in the office, who was like, I use this great sticker company that we can make these stickers, and Nick gave us the okay to put our logo on a message from a kindergartner, and of course there might have been misspelling mistakes, or their handwriting might not have been okay, and then we're communicating with the business owners, who are phenomenal. By the way, if you ever are in the area, plug, go see them. But just, it's not just our kindergarten community, it's every aspect of just our Corbett Prep community to make it work. And then Courtney's amazing and takes really cute photos and puts them on Instagram so our parents can see them. And the Bugs teachers went and took a cute classroom picture holding their coffee. So it takes a village.
Really cool.
Thank you so much. That's better. Upper primary. Any volunteers? Do, 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 do.
Hi. So in upper primary, every year we have our classes. We have our classes. We create a class book, as it's always connected to content. Each year, we never stick with the same thing. We change it up all the time. But we've grown over the years to make a really high-quality published class book. And the kids are always really proud of what they contribute. So this year, connected to one of our IB units, each kid researched a difference maker and, learned all about it. And our books are, they're called The Important Book, and it's filled of all the important things about these people. So they're all getting them, right? That would be great. But last year we started this to have a publishing party for the kids, and we surprised them with like an author's party, which is the second thing, like adding some delight and surprises that they get. An author's party in addition to these high quality class books that they absolutely love. All of us are gonna be doing it over these next 2 weeks, but it was fresh on Lindsay and my minds because we just had our publishing party today. And it's full out party, we have decorations and champagne, sorry to all you parents. The kids think they drank champagne, it's just sparkling apple juice. But, and snacks and music, and they all just kind of sink in and enjoy reading their books that they published. And the texts are flowing in from parents for how amazing it is just that we had the book, and the kids are sharing about their champagne, so that was awesome.
That is awesome.
And now comes the follow-up question.
And now?
Thank you. And now comes the follow-up question. What made you decide to do something more than you normally do? Oh, what did you say? Let's hear it.
Because we like to party.
So it's the bubbly.
Yeah, they work really hard. We put a lot of time and effort into them understanding what a quality product looks
Okay.
like to be a published book, right? Our daily drawings and writings are great and they're high quality, and then this is a different level of quality, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I think to celebrate the amount of time and effort went into that deserves a little bit more.
Okay. Because I think it's also interesting to think about what are the impetuses that cause us to do something. It's not just that we did something, but why did we do it? And when we can understand why we did it, then we can transfer that why and expand on it so that we apply that why or maybe some other kind of why to other scenarios.
Really cool. And the book idea, which is obviously wonderful. I'm super excited to see this as a parent. But as an engagement strategy even for kids. You know, I often think about, what do I remember from 3rd grade? You know, think about that. Really ask yourself, what do you remember from 3rd grade? Is it the math lesson? Is it the teacher? Maybe. Is it one of the projects you did? Possibly. But what the research shows is what people remember is how they felt, not necessarily what they did, what they experienced. And I totally can remember my 3rd grade Botswana project. It was engaging and it was awesome, and there was a product and the whole thing, right? And so, yeah, it was also an engaging moment for the kids to go through that. And just last night, connected to your story, the kids are grabbing the books. What are we reading tonight, Dad? The whole thing. And Jasper grabs his pre-K 3 book, which was from COVID. Everyone's in a mask and doing the whole thing, and it's every page is a different child reading a story. And so not only is that attractive quality experience in the moment, it can also be experienced for years to come when you have a really cool product like that. So congratulations, nice job. All right, moving up to intermediate. What do we got? Okay, Kelly Volkman.
All right. Well, we talked about classroom transformations. You know, always add some delight, but I wanted to kind of bring in something that we had that was in the classroom as kind of our grade levels in 3rd and 4th intermediate, and then on a field trip. So recently we had our field trip to the Tampa Bay History Center, and the kids are going through all of their tours. They're doing all of their parts. It's really great. There's pirates and there's explorers, and it connected with 3 of our units, which really was kind of cool. And then we get to the room about Ybor City, and we're in there, and the kids are just, oh, I know that guy, and I know that guy. And they were actually telling the tour guide more information. So to Caroline and her team who put together our Ybor City class play, like, yeah. That was really, really cool, because after that exchange where the kids were just super excited to have firsthand knowledge of the topics that were being discussed, afterward, and the tour guide told the kids, but also pulled us aside, and we're like, wow, we have never had kids come to our program, and this was kind of in general, but specifically after this room, who were so knowledgeable, so excited and eager to share what they've learned at school. She's like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but like, bravo. So thank you for that, because that was really awesome.
White. There, now it goes green. So there are a couple of elements in your story that are very beautiful. One is that the partnering that goes on in the school to make things happen. Another is the connection with the community and kids being a part of the community, but also demonstrating their knowledge, and also the community being able to understand what you do. And I just think that the more that your stories grow, you hear that your school is all about attractive quality, right? But we don't talk about it this way. we talk about the stories maybe, but we don't talk about it as attractive quality. So I think it's really good to think about these stories and bring them up and really kind of dissect what is it that we're doing here that makes this happen in the way that it becomes so successful. And not one of you has stuck so far. We'll see if what happens when we get to middle school and with specials, but I think it's probably going to be the same. Not one of you has stuck with just one bullet, which is another component of this, that you're really working as a system. There's value that's being brought to many, which is one of the things that makes Corbett so attractive.
Yeah, I mean, and all of these examples are huge. They're big, grandiose projects and plays and massive, and it can also be this size. You know, Catherine brought in a student earlier on today, little Noah, and Noah's a little nervous about being on stage for his performance next week, right? For his, we're not allowed to say graduation, what do we call it? Leaving pre-K4 to go on and get into kindergarten. And so a teacher took extra time, brought him in here while no one else was here so that he would feel comfortable to get on the stage a little bit. Now, did Noah experience attractive quality? I don't know. Did he get on the stage? No. Total failure. But it was a good idea, right? Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's part of this as well. Okay, middle school. Middle school. Mr. Matt Melnick, everyone.
Some of you may have heard that our bus caught on fire on the way back from Wolf Creek. And it turned out to be one of the highlights, the day turned out to be one of the highlights of my career because of the way that the team worked together. And so there was just, other than when we were getting them off the bus, the day was just really filled with joy of interacting with each other and solving problems, and it was a very mostly calm day, except when Mike was on the phone with somebody. And it was like, you know, spending $1,000 at Chick-fil-A and spending the day at the police station and getting a police escort, and for the kids to see us really enjoying interacting and just kind of going through the day brought a delight to, I would say, everyone on that list. Because even back at home, I got the sense that the parents were like, oh, they got it. Everything's under control. And we went home and were texting each other like through the night. And the police department that helped us was extremely grateful to be able to give the opportunity to serve. So from a little bit of, you know, smoke coming out of a wheel turned into really just a lot of beautiful things happened that day.
All right, and of course there's a follow-up question here. There are a couple. What enabled you to take this experience and have it be a positive? It wasn't a positive, obviously, that there was smoke coming out of the wheel, but all in all, it wasn't a catastrophe. But that wasn't the thing. You were talking about people were being happy and they had a good time in a way. In the interactions.
Yeah, I just think like it goes back to everybody just kind of trusted each other, and everybody that was there working together sort of fell into what they do best, and I don't know. It just became like, oh, this is fun. It just was like a very interesting, fun day. As much as it was for the kids who got to spend the day at a police station and watch TV and play football outside. We just kind of all saw the day unfolding with just all sorts of fun little mysteries and developments as the day. I wonder what's going to happen next. Mm-hmm. Even the way the police department locally really, I think, fed off of the way that we work together.
Right.
And they got a lot of joy out of that as well. And Chick-fil-A.
And Chick-fil-A, exactly. But there are a couple components from a quality perspective that are really critical in this. One is the interaction, and it goes back to what you were saying also, that you're so used to interacting with people, and that there's there's an established praxis of interacting and trusting and valuing and respecting. And that when you have some of these fundamental principles, going back to your Maslow's hierarchy, but there's also fundamental principles of how we as an organization work together, and we can then trust that. When we have that fundamental component in place, then catastrophes aren't really catastrophes, because we're much more able to respond very quickly so that they don't become catastrophes. And that's another part of quality from a fundamental perspective, but is also another part of what enables us to kind of find those moments of surprise and delight. It's like, all right, well, we're kind of stuck here for a while. What's out to the left? That's pretty cool. Let's go investigate. And so to have these different components with us are really important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you were driving by when we had gotten off the bus, you would see Troy dancing with like 40 students on the side of the highway, just kind of doing his thing. So everybody just got a chance to kind of get something out of it. Whatever they put in, they got out even more. Yep.
Okay, we are, yeah, really. Matt. I experienced some attractive quality this weekend when I got beers with Matt. He's a great guy to get beers with, and then that time is running out, so schedule your beers now with Matt. Specials team, and then we'll finish off with office, and we will get you out of here super quick, I promise, and we have a giveaway before you leave as well. All right, who's going to take it, specials?
The scenario I'm going to bring up is with surprise and delight was the Mile Run Championship this year. I thought the students I got a perspective to see the kids when they crossed the finish line, and I was handing out the numbers, and if you would have saw the smiles on their faces, it was priceless. It was just a real pleasure to see the kids running the Mile Run Championship. One of the added values, I think, too, was kind of cool that the coaches brought up. Me and Coach Ramiro was also on the same page with me. We gave the kids T-shirts, and I think it means a lot to the kids to get that T-shirt to qualify for the Mile Run Championship. We also gave out medals to the kids who finished in the top 3. I just thought it was fantastic. The only negative thing I ever see when we do the Mile Run Championship is we have a few kids that miss it by just a few seconds and don't get to qualify, and that's something you have to watch out for. Watch those kids, try to pump them up, get them ready for next year. So I just thought it was great. One of the things I would like to see, though, maybe in the near future, if we could videotape the entire race where the kids could actually see it and they could see their friends run, it would be kind of cool, but I know it costs a lot of money with technology and all that kind of stuff, but I thought the Mile Run Championship was just great, and that's all I really have to say about that.
You guys need GoPro cameras. Put them on the kids, right? Woo.
Yeah. We could literally spend the entire in-service just in specials hearing these stories, because between the art show, the performances, I mean, it was absolutely, can we hear it for our specials team at Corbett Prep? Incredible. And finally, the 10W40 of our school, our office team. There's a lot of emotion involved in putting your child through a Corbett Prep education, and there's nothing more emotional than money. And normally, if you have a problem with money, you have to call Donna, and Donna has to experience this. And I will not put Donna on the chopping block here unless she really wants to share. But is there anyone here in the office that would like to share a really good example of attractive quality at Corbett Prep? Pardon me? Share your example by reading it for you. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Okay, Karen, thank you so much.
I'll make this quick because I know you guys want to go home. But we do a lot of things for new parents, and that's important. And we send little gifts and stickers and all these little surprises for our families so that they come in and feel part of the community. Invite them to the big event. I think one of the surprise and delights for the school and for our new families was the carnival. That was really an above and beyond on the part of the teachers. Everybody that showed up, we even had a person come in and do a tour today because she came to the carnival. She wasn't even one of our new families. We invited all of our new families, and they were like feeling so good about being part of the community. But we had even a person off the street who came in. And she said, I felt so included. Everybody was so nice. So I think that the carnival itself was really a surprise and delight for the community and our new families.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. It's important, and I'm going to give the final word to Kristen because she's so much better with words than I am. What I'm asking us to think about as we look at this is going to become a part of our language at Corbett Prep. It already is. This is all part of it. You're going to get something today, which we'll show you in just a second, just like this, actually. Look, you get your very own Kano model, like this. Hey, yeah. I need to thank Susan Guest for making these for me today. Thank you. And on the back, it has a little description. And so I want you to hang this somewhere probably close to your computer. Because as you're responding to that email, as you're planning a lesson, as you're meeting with your team, as you're doing whatever it is, think about, is what I'm doing a basic expectation, a satisfier, or a delighter? And you know which one I'm going to push us towards. We do this. It's in our blood. We absolutely love it. You guys are good at it. And I'm really glad that we finally got to do this presentation today. I think this is really fun. Kristen.
All right, so this is the first of several. We have a whole series of workshops planned out for you guys that build on this and that build on sharing the language and kind of developing the language at Corbett. And if you look on the sheet that we gave you also on the back side, you see how the Kano model also integrates with what's already at Corbett. So this is not learning something new. This is just putting some words on what we already do, right? So I and my handy little friend over here, Martin, standing in the corner, the tall guy, each one of you is going to get one of these, and we would like to invite you, as you say, to have it by your computer or maybe just wear it on you, and just let all of this sink in over the summer. And just look around you. I mean, I went to Ben & Jerry's and had surprise and delight, and because of Mike, I thought, well, this is attractive quality, isn't it, you know? So it's everywhere around us, so just start to pay attention to it. So come up this side of the room. I've got some, those of you on that side, Martin's got a bunch, and thank you for today.
And I'll also add, we actually have the Thespian Banquet in here in just a few minutes, so if anyone has the ability to just tidy up your spaces a little bit.
Actually, can I interrupt? Everybody just freeze just for a second. We really need your help. This is less than an hour away. So up here, I have all the bins for your clipboard. So if you could pick up your clipboard and then one person in your team bring the bin as well. And then if you could follow Seth, he's going to direct us where we can move chairs and tables because all this has to go away. Sorry.